What's up, guys? Welcome to your third Android application again with me, Nitesh. And in this tutorial, I'm gonna create an application, Android application in Eclipse. And this is our, you can see over here, our package explorer. This is a very important bar that we need when we are working with our application. So to create a new Android project, just click on the empty space, just go to new and Android project, click on the Android project, and you can give application name. I'm gonna name it my app, and this is the project name. Basically, Eclipse need to keep all the stuff of your application at a single folder on your PC, so this is the project name that Eclipse need. This basically default setup, you don't have to worry about and change it. And what you have to look upon it carefully is package name. Now this is very important. You have to make this package name very unique, uh, in order to put this in the marketplace like Play Store or Amazon app, whatever. So you have to make this a package name to be very unique, because if it get matched to other application that is already present on Play Store, then it won't get uploaded. You can change it later on, but it's gonna be huge hassle. So you wanna make sure that you do it do this very carefully and make it very unique. And to do this, uh, generally what the fashion among the developer is that they have website, they put it backward like com dot um, like twitter dot app, or like com dot facebook, or all that application website name, they put it backward. So I'm doing this. And next thing, so you wanna make sure that you do this uh, uniquely. Basically it's like the username at your marketplace, and you wanna make sure that it is unique, otherwise you guys will curse me if your app doesn't get uploaded at your Play Store. So make sure while naming your package name. And next thing, the Minim Sdk requirement. Basically this is the level of version of Android, minimum version of Android, where your application will be compatible with. So I'm gonna change this to gingerbread. And the target SDK, and this is the like the maximum level of Android your application will work upon it. I'm gonna set it to Jelly Beans. That's fine. And the compatibility will be automatically like Jelly Bean, which have an API level of 17. I will tell what the API level is later on when we are working with. And this is the theme. Just go with the default, hit on the next button, and yeah, go to next again. And here it is. You can set up a launcher icon for your application, and just go ahead and browse and select the launcher icon you want. I'm gonna go with NickNet. You have to make that launcher icon in PNG format or JPG format, that, and you have to name that in all lowercase. Make sure that you name it all lowercase, otherwise it will give you an error message. So I'm gonna open this up, and here's the launcher icon. I'm gonna hit next and create a blank activity, hit next, and this is our activity name, the main Java file. So I'm gonna name this main, and I'm gonna name that XML also as main, and hit on the finish button. So here it is, our application is here. You can see upon uh, along here our application, which has by default this hello world welcome screen. And you can see over here, if you go to the package explorer, there is a package named my app. And I'm gonna explain this, what does all folder is, what is all this folder. So don't get worried, I'm gonna explain all this thing. And this will be the only tutorial where I will be throwing a bunch of information, so you have to be very attentive to understand all the stuff that I'm gonna tell you. So here you can see our the package name, and again we have SRC stands for resource folder. Just click on the little arrow button, then it will open a package name which says com.nitish. Just go ahead and click on this, and it will have a Java file along with this. I'm gonna explain this on later on. And basically when we are working with our application, all that stuff, all the main things are done on the Java file over here. So this is very important folder, by the way. All your working is going to store here. And yeah, just next thing is the gen folder. Basically it is the folder that compiler of the Eclipse automatically create itself. And you can click upon it and see all the stuff over here, all that stuff. But we don't have to worry about this because Eclipse automatically generates itself. And you want to make sure that never mess around with this, because it's get automatically generated and you don't have to worry about this folder ever. And the main folder is Android 2.2 folder, which contains a jar folder. If you go ahead and click this button, you can see there are lots of packages. And these packages, there are classes, and in the classes there are methods. You can think of it package like a home or a house, and a class like a room, or just like a house has kitchen, it has bathroom. And in the class we have method. Method is basically, you can say it as a function also. Method is basically how you gonna, it's gonna define how you can make things happen without taking much pain, because it's already defined in the Android 2.2 jar, so you don't have to worry about it. So a package is like a house, and in the house we have like rooms. You can see over here rooms are also present over here. And in this room we have methods or function. Like a kitchen have a function of making cake or making your toast or omelette, just like that. You can pretty much think of it like whatever you run, it's good idea to relate whatever you run into your daily life. Just make things understand better. I don't know if was the example was right or not, but you can think of it like that. and and here's the Android dependency. I will get into that later on when we are working with our application. And here's the assets. Basically we need to store few things like pictures, sounds, and other things that we use in application. You can put this in assets folder. And here's the bin folder. Basically bin is the folder that compiler automatically generate itself whenever you have an application, and you when you try to run it, it's gonna create a resource or all that small apk file over here in bin, so that it can run on the emulator. Again, this has library contains all the uh, method and classes, all that stuff. And here's uh, again important folder which res stands for resource folder. If you click upon this button, you can see it has uh, lots of folder like drawlover, sdpi, drawlover, ldpi, and all that folders. I'm gonna explain this one by one. Basically, when you are developing an application, there are different types of Android phone that is present on the market. Some have high density resolution, some have the lower density resolution, and some have the medium density resolution. So you can put the folder, or sorry, the image that you use in application in draw level HDPI or high density pixel in for the phones that have high uh, density pixel, and the same image but with the lower quality will go on the low density pixel, and the medium, again the medium quality will go on the medium density pixel. And XDP and XXDP is for the even more high density, because the phones are getting much smarter and much bigger, than we have to include that kind of images that are compatible with that phone also. And here's the layout folder. This is basically the UI, user interface of our application. If you double click on it, and you can see here it is, the XML layout of our application. And if you go ahead a little on here and click on the main XML, you can see all the coding. I'm gonna explain this on next tutorial. And here again we have the menu, like whenever you run an application, there is a hard menu. When you click upon it, it's kind of show settings or exit menu bar, all that setting or the layout view of the menu goes over here. So, and the values that has, you can see all the dimensions and string values. I will tell that later on the next tutorial what the value is. And same thing is all this thing. So I hope you guys understand all that folder. Don't worry about it if I'm getting too fast. Last thing uh, I want to tell you is the Android manifest. This is where everything comes together in Android. You can see over here is the application, is the basic setup of your application, like theme, label, and icon. I will tell all this thing on the later on section. And here if you click on this little Android manifest.xml, you can see all the coding. Basically it corresponds to all the changes that is done on this uh, in this type of layout. So last thing I'm gonna do is set up a new Android virtual device, basically a emulator that we can where we can run our application. So you guys want to go to a little icon which says Android virtual device manager. Just click on this, and if you are like new, then you won't be having this kind of virtual device. So I'm gonna create a new one to show you guys how you can create I'm gonna this I'm gonna name this my phone 7. You can name it whatever you want, and this is a device. Basically it's like the reference of device that it can work upon it. Just go ahead and select the first. I'm gonna go with the Nexus 7, and the target API I'm gonna go with the 17, and hardware keyboard present. It's like when you uncheck it, you have to work upon it. Your all the input will be done on the your physical keyboard that is present, and if you check on this, then it will show you the keyboard of the emulator that you see on like your smartphone. So I'm gonna check this hardware keyboard present, and the front camera we don't need that, basically it's for. And the RAM, I'm gonna scroll it to 512, and the heap is 32. That's good. Internal storage is 100, and SD card you can make it. I'm gonna go with 100 and hit OK. And you can see over here my phone 7 has been created. Just go ahead and click on the start button and launch it. It will launch the virtual device where you can test your application to see how it's gonna behave on the real device. It's like the replica of your phone on your computer. So it's gonna take a little bit to down to start because it is quite slow. So I'm gonna pause this video for a second. So yep, our emulator is started. So to run and test your application, just go to the whole package, right click on it and go to run as Android application, and you want to select the emulator. So I'm gonna select this iPhone 7 because the emulator that I made earlier was taking a long time to launch, so I'm gonna go with my older emulator, and that will work for the most part, don't worry. And yeah, our application get loaded. It looks exactly same as it looks in the graphical layout. You can see over here our graphical layout is this, and it looks like same. So congratulations, you made your first application. I know it's basic, but at least you made your first application. So thanks for watching, and I catch you guys in the next tutorial where I will be doing the fun stuff, getting started with the Android app. And thanks for watching.